Hey guys! Oh, shit. Okay, we are here. Let's start up this new video. Okay, this is a video in which we're gonna talk about building designs and styling contents objects with Animate.CSS. Animate.CSS. What's Animate.CSS? Animate.CSS is a CSS library which gonna help you to do very great designs. It's gonna help you to do designs, and it's gonna help you to improve on your skills in development. You're gonna use it to style objects and many more. So you have objects which you style using animate.css. That's very easy and that's very awesome. You can use it very easily in few minutes. Not need a coding, not need a no more skills in let me say scripting or programming, or no need to stress about our coding to do that. You just need to master basics and fundamentals of HTML and CSS and master how to use classes. That's for basics project. But if you are using this library into let me say framework, be it a JS framework or a PHP framework, you really need to know more greater than that. But today we are going to focus on how to do that using CGN method. CGN method is more easier to use since it runs more fastly and it does not makes your page to be heavy than that. So let's jump into coding and let's do it. Good. So I'm gonna first reduce the screen, reduce my screen. Oh, I'm gonna position myself at this edge. Let me reduce it smaller again. Okay. So I believe I can see you can see my page very well. So let's start. Hmm. Firstly, I'm gonna show you guys this my portfolio. I built it with React, essentially React. So this is a portfolio built with React from top to end. So I'm gonna do another video for this, how to build such an awesome and such a good interface with React JS. Yes, so here the effect is already implemented. So if I refresh my page, check out, you see, that's what you'll be able to doing with Animate.CSS to be capable of doing this. That means users really like issues like this. It helps to professionalize page and improve on the user-friendly interface. That's the GUI. So it's very good into designing. It helps you to know your level, and it helps user to appreciate and come back onto your page only because of your designs and your animations. Animating websites is becoming a trend. Many people always like to animate websites in order to have a very interesting GUI for their users and their visitors. Yeah, so let's start it. We're gonna start by implementing and adding this animated library to a basic let's say project only with HTML and CSS, a project built only with HTML and CSS from scratch. This is the project right here. Presently, it does not have that animation. There's no animation on it. So we are going to add the animation on both of these texts for you to see how it functions. That's what I call animate.css. Okay, this animate website. This animate website is a website on which you will see the various you see the various issues. Here you see the bouncing. This is the dashboard where you see the various effects of the website. And now, if you go further down, you're gonna see the installation method. I'm gonna put the link to this page into the description of this video for to ease accessibility to this page, to this let's say page. So here, if you see the installation, there are two methods. Either you use the command line method to install it, or either you use the CDN method. The command line method is more advisable and more usable when you are dealing with frameworks such as JS framework with Next, either you are using it on Next, React, Angular, depending on you, it depends on you, or also on Vue projects, you can use it. So you only need to enter into the project directly through your command line. You enter into the project directory through your command line, and you just need to paste out this code and run it. You install the package as a part of your dependency in the package.json file. So you really need to have it as part of your dependencies if you run 0 into your project. The CGN method, for the CGN method, you only need to copy this link and paste it into the head of your project. So open the project. We'll open our project here. Let's open the project we want to work on. Let's enter into my project. Here, design. And open it into my editor, text editor. Okay, this is the project. Let's say we want to add it, so we'll go into the head tag and add it here. So we have added the CDN. This is the direction. It is taking information directly from the website, so it'll be more faster. You run easily with no problem. After linking the CDN on the website, you need to go more down to see the basic usage. The basics usage. In order to use it after installation, add this animate_animated class to an element. When you add it, you must do that. If you want to style an element or apply effect on an element, this animate_animated must be there alongside with any of the animation names. So the prefix, if you've chosen an animation, let me say beneath this animation, you always need to specify the animate_animated followed by the name or the prefix of the animation effect. So for this case, if you want to use this, if you want to use that animation, we'll come back here. Let's say, for example, let's copy this code and apply it there. So and apply it there. Okay, apply it into the class. So just add it to the class of the object you want to style. So it has bounced, you've seen. Okay, if you want to change the animation, it's more easier. You just come back here. You need to just change the animation name. So let's choose an animation. So we're gonna choose back. Okay, back left, no, back down. Okay, let's choose this back down effect. Copy it. And let's replace it by this. Let's say you see it. Bam, bam. Let's also apply another animation for this. So let's come back here. Okay, bounce left. Okay, we'll use this the bounce left animation. The bounce left animation, you should see it copied. You come back to your project directory into the class and add it. Now let's say we're gonna copy the animate to specify the direction. We are taking elements from the animated libraries followed by the prefix of the animation. Now if you are onto your website, you see, check it out. It's very awesome. Apart from that, we'll also have the utility classes of these animations. Let me say you want the animation to have a delay. Let's say the period for the animation to run. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about delays. So the period for that to run, we'll call it the delay. If you want the delay to be 2 seconds, we'll just apply this animated class delay 2 seconds on the animation. Let's apply it to this paragraph. So we'll just apply there, bam. It takes 2 seconds. Alright, you see, bam, 2 seconds, it has appeared. And apart from that, we also have another utility class, which is the repeat class. If you want the animation to repeat, being it once, two, thrice, or infinitely, you need to understand this and just read this part of the documentation. You see, for default iteration count, you have the animate repeat once, animate repeat two, animate repeat three, and animate infinite. You just need to add it as a class. If you want it to repeat 3 times for the heading of this project, we'll come to our heading and just add it as one class. Come back here, you refresh your page, 1, 2, 3. You see, check it out, 1, 2, and 3. You see, it's very good and very awesome. Now we've seen how we can do that with HTML and the basics of CSS. That's how you can use such a class. Um, Animate.CSS is a library which is very good for beginners. You can style it further if you have knowledge of JavaScript just by going into the documentation and reading the JavaScript section. Usage with JavaScript. You can do a whole bunch of other stuff with Animate.CSS when you combine with JavaScript. A simple example, you do a console, you do a const element document.get query selector, you apply it to a class, element.class lead add this class and bounce out effect to this class. So this a code which specifies you should add an effect to a specific class. You see, we are adding an effect to a specific class, and you can put this bunch of code into a function and run out the function into on and on click, and you just run very easily. That's an easy means to use JavaScript with it. You can toggle elements very easily using this. I'm gonna do a video on that. This animation, you can go more further and do many things using that. If you know how to use JavaScript, it will be very good for its animations. But if not, you can still use the basics CSS classes and do your basic animations. I'm gonna do more videos on how you can use on know JavaScript, know HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, PHP, and much more. You will consider yourself as being part of God with Geeks. coding out with X, and you will know more, and much more of coding. Okay, this is the first video of our channel, and I invite you to hit a thumbs up if you've appreciated the video and if you've liked the video, and subscribe to our channel. That's what I can say. I had a friend who told me he would really like to know how to implement this on a React project. So we're gonna jump right in and see how to do it. For a React project, I will use as example my portfolio. You see my portfolio website is essentially built up with React. I'm still building it out, so you see the content is not yet that, but at the end of it, I'll be capable of doing a video to teach you guys on how to use on how to begin a project with React. So now our aim is just or our goal is just to know how to use Animate.CSS here. Animate.CSS also is very great. It's very good for projects built with frameworks. You you limit it or you stress you so that you will not be there will be no need to overstress on how to do specific things. You will not need to overcode. You just need to know classes of CSS and how to apply them without problem. If you go through any difficulty in doing that, just comment on this video on or ping me up today to my email, and I'm always gonna answer to you. So let's go through how to implement this. As I told you, if you are dealing with a framework and you want to install this, there are two ways depending on the framework. If it's a framework such as React, as the case of my friend, you're really gonna need to you be capable of using these two methods. Either use the CDN method or either you use the installation method. The installation method is good for frameworks since frameworks are already speed up, they'll never easily get a problem of running or waving or any other stuff. So you can still use that, and it will also permit you to style the CSS directly. But if you want to use the CDN method, which is also good, you can always do that depending on the framework. But in this video, we are going to be based essentially on React. Okay, for React, you also need to copy this for the CDN method. You come into your project directory. This is my React project directory. Here you will have all the files of the directory. Let me close this. So you go into your public, the HTML. This is the main HTML of the project. All React code is running on this div, which contains the root ID. So it's running. If you delete this, all the project will be down. So that's just for basic understanding of what I'm saying on React. For those who really need to like figure out why is the HTML so short. Okay. Here you just need to paste the CDN. The CDN is already pasted. Now you add a class. You now choose the component in order to get the object on which you want to apply the style. Let's say you want to apply the style on the let's say on this image, as the case is for my portfolio. You want to apply it here. You just need to come back to the website as the CDN is already on our website. There's no need stressing back. You will just come back and just choose the class as we've done for the other method. I'll not go back to that. It's very similar. You come back, you choose the animation, you copy it, you come back to your website project and add it as part of a class. You will be capable of using the utility classes you've seen us using on the other project. So it's the same thing, same cases. So you just add it to your class name, and that's all, respecting everything as we've seen previously. Okay. Yes. So let's say you want to use an installation through your command line interface. You need to enter into your command line. You open your command line interface. You open it. You enter into your project directory and you run your npm. You run the command listed here. If you are using npm or yarn, you run this command for npm or yarn, and it's going to install the package as part of your dependencies. You'll be capable of seeing it here. If you come into your package, your JSON, you see it as part of your dependencies. Here the dependencies, you see it here, Animate.CSS. I also have Bootstrap installed, React installed, and React Script. So you see it here as part of your dependencies. So that's it for React. So I believe now you're capable of using it very well. If you find out any difficulty in doing so, just ping me out through either my email address or you leave a comment down to this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see back next in the other videos.